And then I was thinking about, listen to me, USAers. So you hear the rumors out there, right? Get rid of federal income tax and charge a 20% sales tax across the board. Right? Well, if anybody's smart enough to know, everything's taxed by state. The federal government cannot say, now all you states are going to charge 20%. And then, you know, California will charge 35. Anyway, that's controlled by the states. Sales tax. Yeah. Consumption tax by state, by state, by state. We used to be at 4%. And then they tried to talk us into, you know, that 2% to 6% sales tax will help with the roads. And you know those 34 casinos in your state, they'll help the roads, right? We've heard this since, I don't even know how long. Yet, the roads are still in disrepair. And the bridges. So anyway, it goes into a slush fund. It's a whole thing. We've been barking at our state forever. But anyway, where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? That's what we say. And they're like, shut up, mind your business. Keep paying. Oh, and we just got a new gas tax. I don't even know how many months ago. That's supposed to go to the roads. We have millions of people paying these increased taxes. These roads, all of them could be done at once with the money. But anyway, potato, potato. So you heard this rumor, right? And I'm thinking, I even said to Mr. NOmadness, how's that going to happen if Trump can't say 20% sales tax? It's state by state by state by state. Then I said, you know what I'm thinking? If he gets all the states on board, guess what? All the states will get wealthier. Well, well, well. Because that's the only way to do it. Of course, they're going to do it privately because they don't want to look like they're in support of anything. But no federal income tax would be life-changing. And people, they already know. Listen, if you're talking like a businessman, that makes sense. Get all the states to get on board, right? And yeah, it would suck. Can you imagine? Let's say you bought a $150,000 house. Think about a 20% sales tax. 30 grand. Youch. But anywho, it would be appealing to the states because you'd be buying more inside the state and da-da-da-da-da because you'd be using that 30% federal tax now for purchase power instead of keeping you dragged down. I mean, that's a good business model, but can you get all the states on board? Because it is true. The thing that is the part I don't know if they're willing to gamble with is that people will be pocketing that money instead of reinvesting into the state they live in. But if you create enough of head noise of impulsive decision-making, instant gratification, if you keep that rolling, you'll be able to convince the people to reinvest their federal income tax they would have been paying into the state they live in. Yeah, I went to a business school. So this makes sense as a business model. Everybody wins, you know, like the win-win, everybody's winning. Does it not make sense to you? That's how you would sell it to even the blue states. Oh, it's happening to everybody, White Sands. That happened to us, too. That happened to us, too. Worse than you can imagine. There's something shady about that whole operation, and I hope they take it down. You know what I was even thinking about that? What if they're trying to get as much as they can right now because they know they're going to be obsolete? And there's some weird stuff. Everybody's saying what you just said. That happened to us by $9,000. You want to know what's weird? When I was on the phone with said agent, I said, where are you pulling this from? And then they're like, oh, this is from 2022 or 2023. I said, show me where. And then she's like, have you talked to anyone else about this? And right there, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. What do you mean? Have I talked to any? Should I? Should I? Right? Have you talked to anyone else about this? That wasn't weird. Who says that? You're the people I should be talking to about this. Why would you ask if I reached out to any outside source? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Okay, so this is where people get confused about voluntary taxes. You have to file regardless, exempt or not, you have to file. That's where you get in trouble. Voluntary falls under the, as far as I could research, you have to file regardless. Your employer will file for you. The government will file for you. That is mandatory. But under voluntary is, I believe, agreeing to the amount you pay. Right. Voluntary is about you have the right to file it yourself. Instead of the government doing it, instead of some business. The voluntary part is you are voluntarily filing them. If not, they will file them for you, and I promise you there will be no deductions. None. No credits. You will get the straight up yeah, that's what it means. Don't let people screw you into, whoa, because they got 10 years to get that out of you for each year. So, like, let's say you didn't file in 2022, right? And you owe taxes. They got till 2032 to collect them, or they're done. Let's say it's 2025 and you owe taxes. They got till 2035. But all those are stacking up, baby. This could be 20 years haunting you. Just pay it. Pay it. You are never going to escape it until they abolish it. Then you're talking about a whole different thing. But while it's still, and don't file exempt if you're not exempt. You're not military. You don't work for the federal government. Don't do that. Don't show your chest like that. It'll bite you in the end. It'll bite you. You will lose in the end. Foodie's about to find out. And she's only 40. All right, 42. Yeah. Nobody want to be hunted down like that. You'd always be walking around paranoid. Stop. Now, get yourself a good lawyer. And they can be, there's some out there that can reduce it. If you pay a lump sum, they can reduce it by, I don't even know, anywhere from 35 to 60%. If you're willing to just negotiate. There are ways legally to get a reduction in what you owe, or have them represent you. That's all you got to do. Or you get smart, like I started doing after that debacle, and you just pay quarterly, and hopefully you've overpaid. Hopefully, but probably not. Because no matter what you try to work out, it's always some nonsense. And you can sign up. You can go to irs.gov, sign up an account, and you can go in there and pay and pick what year. You can pay ahead of time. Like I paying for 2026 now. So when I go to file next year, I got a little bank here, right? Right? And sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. Let's just say in 2022 or 2023, it didn't work out. Honestly, I am like, and they don't have to prove anything. I'm reading a letter to them saying right here, and where did an extra 9 come from? Where did an extra 9 come from? You're not showing me, you're not telling me, it is not in writing as some sort of and you just gotta fall in line. I'm telling you, I feel like you're better off buying a watch from a guy in a trench coat than trying to get an answer for real. I even said to a lady, I don't know how you sleep at night. I don't know how you sleep at night, but I would never want your job, ever. Couldn't even pay me enough to work for them. What they do to people. You just snorted your coffee. Seriously. Same with lawyers. I don't think I could ever. Unless I was a prosecutor. I still wouldn't want to do that job. You think like being even a prosecutor is rewarding? No. What if you get it wrong? What if you get it wrong? Leave it to God. It ain't worth the salary. The salary's crap. Absolute crap. And you have to get your head in all these stories every single day. See, that's darkness to me. It is. I think you're spending all your time surrounded by dark entities, and pretty soon it's going to consume you. I could not do it. There's many careers out there I could not do. Because it's a spiritual thing. Ooh.